So I won't delve too deep into it. Just know they're working on stuff and it should be coming along very, very soon. All right. So let me see. Go down here now to the battery. There's a battery switch. Now, couple of caveats. I'm not a tornado pilot, despite what you might have heard. Right? So if I do things wrong or if I'm not following procedures correctly, it's grand, lads. There is checklists. There's a number of items on it. There's a lot of items on it. But I can't click on, like, I don't know the aircraft enough to find out where everything is. And to be fair, India Foxt are still working on their manual. They're still working on the manual. But there's a lot of stuff here we can go through. There's tons of checklists. So expect something kind of awesome, right? Now, what do I want to do? We'll go over to our external lighting here to get some nav lights on, anti-collision lights on. And let me see, if we go into the back here, do we need to turn on it in back here? They're all radios and all that jazz. Worry about that later. First up, I need to power up the APU.
Can I get a refund?
No, there's no refunds. Have a listen to the sounds. Who's in charge? You haven't a clue what you're doing. Now, lads, that's just the APU, so it's not going to be terribly loud. That's just the APU, right? So, APU be running. Good stuff. Now, what else do I need to do? Jesus. Let me see. Master battery, Peter heat, don't need that. Fuel boosts, turn them on. APU is running. Ignition is set to on. Probes don't need. Next is going to be engine start up, and we have our throttles here. Right, let's see what happens here. It'll either explode or do something, but we'll see, right? So, engine. Let's see if we get some spinach on the machine here. So engine 2, we have rotation. She thinking about it. Vulcan still sounds the best. So looking for about 20%. And we have some sounds coming in. Just bear in mind, the sounds aren't fully finished yet. India Foxt Echo said, we still need to work on the sounds. So you'll get an idea when she spills up. Okay, so the canopy works with different sounds. That's pretty cool, right? Happy little feature. Start the other side. We have rotation on the RPM. Now again, there's going to be like, you need to follow the checklist and whatever else. Do you know what I mean? It's like the Jane Stallhorn. Yeah. So waiting for 20% coming in, and we'll see everything else start coming up. There she go. The sounds are never finished with India Foxt Echo. I can imagine Curly Toes, they keep working on it, you know? Best sound of the F4, really? So you can kind of hear the normal engine spool up sounds. They're not in any way bad, like, you know what I mean? Right, now there's other systems we can play with here. Generators, of course, turn them on. But I'm going to skip ahead because, again, my level of, you know what I mean? So let me see, ground services. We're going to remove the external power. And we're going to remove the external power cart, right? And what else are we going to do? If we go into, like, a cheat mode, don't waste time importing checklists. Get the systems up and running. Brilliant. I love that sound. It sounds as if things just started. Excellent choice. Right, so everything's going to start warming up here now. Jump into the back. Hello. And let me see. Turn some stuff on. Range, HUD. That's all okay. Marker. That's all okay. Jesus. No flight plan loaded. We have information coming on board here. That's pretty cool looking, isn't it? Well, we have TAC. The amount of stuff going on, it's absolutely friggin' bananas. Bananas! How do we turn this gadget on? Let me see. On. That looks on. This will all power up here now in a moment. Nav for TAC, no. What else do we have here? Right hand side, let's have a look. Flight recorder. That's pretty cool. What else do we need? This should power up itself. Let's see, hop into the front here. Right, what do we need? So we're going to put this guy on. Moving down. Probe is on. Instruments are now on. So here's our little radar. Look at that. That's cool looking, isn't it? Isn't that just the bee's knees? And we've all sorts of stuff that we could change here. All the different modes. Terrain following mode. It's all there, right? So that's pretty cool. That's all working nicely. Now, lighting. Let's see what's over here. What do we need? Let's have a look. APU will power off itself. Taxi lights come on. Thank you. What else do we have here? Anti-dazzle lights. They're for your panel lights. Reset the spoiler, which is done. Radios are okay. Oxygen is already on. Over the right hand side, rest of our external lights. Formation light. They're all on. These are our internal lights. We'll turn these up a little bit. And I'll show you what it looks like now. Jeez, I turned something off there. There we go. The nighttime lighting, have a look. So this is your cockpit at nighttime. It's kind of pretty, isn't it? It's kind of pretty. With the hood and everything else turned on. What do you think, lads? This is what it's like in the back. So it's subtle lighting, but it's pretty. It is pretty, right? You just turned it all off. There we go. So that's what the night lighting is outside the aircraft. Landing lights. All the other lights. Again, as I said, it's not. We ain't finished yet. We ain't finished yet. They're not finished yet. But you can kind of see things coming together. Now, in terms of the sounds, let's see if this works, right? So you get the idea, like they're still working on the sounds, but what they have there, not too bad, right? Not too bad. Right, now what do we need to do? Brakes off. And let's see what happens here if we can taxi this machine. So a bit of power coming in. And we're going to taxi our way out here. So we can see the wings here, right? Now this aircraft was also built to have short takeoff and landing capability. There are thrust reversers built into the engine, which of course feature the Rolls-Royce engine. And well, you can see on the aircraft itself, you can see our wing, our flaps and our slats. So have a look at the detailing here, right? So flaps are set to neutral at the moment, but we start dropping them. You see slats on the front and our flaps on the back. So if we set for full flaps here, right? And the slats as well. I mean, look at the angle of that wing now, look. Like, it's a huge surface area of those wings now. Look at that. And then if we want to deploy the spoilers, like, I mean, would you just look at the absolute state of it? Look at the size of the friggin' spoilers, look. Massive. They're absolutely massive. Now I probably need to reset this guy. No, we're good. Okay, right, let's continue our taxi and see can we actually fly the devil, right? So you can probably see from this, I mean, this thing is not far off ready for completion at all. Not at all, right? This is a great feature, this auto terrain follower. I need to learn how to use it. Do check out CG Aviator's video. Chris did a phenomenal job, and as I said, like he flew these things in the real world. Do you know what I mean? Is it the DCS model? It's Unreal. I don't know. Are Heat Blur helping them out with this one? They've helped out a little bit. You can see, like, I mean, you know, this sort of stuff. This is all Heat Blur. But yeah, like I'd say what India Foxt Echo have learned by working with Heat Blur, you can kind of see that transition back into their aircraft. You know what I mean? It's freaking cool looking though. So we're taxiing out here, and see, can I take off, you know, without doing the inevitable braking things. Change the hood here as well. That's pretty nice. The fuel probe is there again if you want to extend the hook. There'd be the hook. Bring that back in. But you can see from the detailing here, the texture work, it's very, very pretty. That sound is pretty good. Again, let's have a listen again. Right? So it is time to toga the bejesus out of it, lads. So we got ourselves lined up here. That looks pretty. Make sure everything's working. I'll turn up the alt volume so you can hear the crack. Okay, so we're going to hold the brakes. Power coming in. Power set, brakes off. We're rolling. Check out this. Jesus! Right, easy now, don't break anything, Murphy. You're doing well so far. Keep the wings out a little bit. We don't want to be going too fast just yet. Just get myself trimmed out here a little bit.
Dougal, have you been drinking?
I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
The speed is unreal, right? Do you sweep or auto sweep? So auto sweep is a function that came in later variants of the Tornado. So the pilot actually controlled the sweep angle. And for me, these are bound to my flap position. So when I adjust the flaps, that adjusts the wing sweep. I don't know, will that be in the final release of the aircraft? But that's how I can control it so far, right? Ozymandias, good to see you. Sounds not bad at all. They're not bad at all. 25 months, Ozymandias. Thank you very, very much indeed. Like, it is, like, gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. And it flies really nicely. So what are we doing now, speed? Up to 400 knots. Gentle rolls, quite windy and bumpy. What is the wind doing? Doodle-doo-doo-doo. Now, it wasn't the most versatile aircraft in terms of its maneuverability, right? You know, but it's still very, very good. Now, do you know what I need to do, lads? Just to kind of really show the thing off. Because you know what I'm like? I'm that big Egypt, right? But I need to do one of these now. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to do something here now, right? Yes, 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 we think so. Check it out. Right? We've broken the old sound barrier, as you do. Mind your ears. Didn't do the thing just yet. Do you get the idea, right? You do get the idea. So yeah, this is the air show assistant thingy. I'll try out the old speed brakes here. Let's see what happens. We'll eventually break back through the sound barrier now in a second. Like Mach 2.2, that's what these things are capable of. So doing a barrel roll, there's all different settings with the air show assistant. I'm only started playing with the thing. Like if you see a barrel roll, you can kind of configure what these aircraft are doing. They'll eventually find out where we are and come back. That's right, there's a bit of work to be done with it. Yeah, the sonic boom was working in the last beta muse. It's not working on this one. So again, I know they're working on the sounds of this product. But what do you think, lads? Is this something, you know, you expect to see in your hangar? Very pretty, isn't it? It looks good, doesn't it? The TF4 uses radar alt on this. Yeah. Day one buy. Take my money. So it only works on the alt directly beneath you. Which? I'd fly it. Looks pretty good. Day one purchase for Muse as well. And to think I was thinking of not bothering. Yeah, right? Now bearing in mind, right, it's also in development by Just Flight. So it'll be interesting. I really can't wait to see what Just Flight do with it, because when you look at the Vulcan, right? But I think this, with the different liveries, you know what I mean? Let's see where they go with the sounds. The sounds aren't final yet. This is not a review. This is a preview of something that's still very much in active development. And I'm really impressed with it so far. Really, really impressed with this thing so far. The fuel probe, the animations are pretty nice. How do we do this again? Is it, oh, Jesus. Let's go with this one. We have fuel probage. There she be, look. Now this wouldn't go back in on the last build I had. It goes back in now. Brilliant, they fixed it. Right? But yeah, a rare military aircraft I'm going to spend money on. Yeah, right. The TF4 doesn't work in hilly terrain in Microsoft Flight Sim, so don't use it in the Highlands. Right, okay. On the last build I had, yeah. But the other beta. So I want to give a big thanks to India Foxt Echo for allowing us to show this off. And as I said, if you want to look at more of the flying and the characteristics, and also a demo of that terrain following, check out CG Aviator's most recent video on the Tornado. And he's absolutely in a point of authority. He used to fly these in the real world. And Chris makes some awesome content, so do be sure to check him out, right? So, as far as the Tornado goes, we're going to leave it there. Right? Isn't it gorgeous? Look at the cut of it. Yes, we need more of them. The Tornado is, I say this about almost every airplane now, but it is absolutely one of my favourites. They're stunning. And like, look at that friggin' detail, lads, right? I mean, look at the cut of that. But like, do you know what I mean? It's just gorgeous. Beautiful. So, yeah. Moving on, we're going to check out some more aircraft, but a massive thanks to India Foxt Echo for their upcoming preview of